What's up, guys? It's Powerbang. It's time for a strategy guide. It's going to be how to LaLoon, GoLaLoon, cold-blooded, shattered, all the different variations after the update. So wanted to take this opportunity to put together, we're going to look at 4 attacks, 2 of the cold-blooded variety, 2 of the shattered variety. If you don't know what those terms mean, cold-blooded is using 1 golem for your entry, and shattered is using 2. So we're going to go ahead and check out some attacks here. Let's first hone in on the cold-blooded variety. So the first thing that we're going to do is look at one of my attacks from this past war. So we'll go ahead, pause here, and we're going to first do a base scout. So what you're looking for in a cold-blooded attack is, first of all, you're bringing 1 golem. I highly recommend in the clan castle is where you bring that golem. The reason being is you need as much tanking power as possible. So clan castle is where the golem goes. Bring a max golem, and the tanking is what you're really looking for. It needs to stay up as long as possible, so your kill squad, it's very minimal, and you're going to need that golem to stay alive. The hounds, bring the lower level, the level 2s or level 1s if that's what you got. And the reason being for that is you want them to break. You need those pups for cleanup. So that's what I would say about where to put the golem. Let's go ahead and check out the air defenses. And you'll notice they're inset into the base. They've got good coverage, so what that means is they're in the middle of a bunch of other defenses. So when your lava hound comes into the base, let's just draw an example here. So say we put in a lava hound over here, and it flies to this air defense, and it's basically standing right here. Well, this archer tower, this wizard tower, this archer tower, this X-bow, a Tesla that would pop up somewhere, might all get targeted onto that lava hound. Now the same thing over here. Come in and they're sitting on this air defense here firing. Well, all of these buildings that would hit your balloons, your air troops, are all focused on that lava hound. Same thing over here. All of these buildings that would hit those balloons on the way in, you're able to tank them all just from where these air defenses are. So it's a good base for a lava hound attack. Granted, there's no double bombs here either, but whatever. We're checking the lava hounds out this time. We're gonna do a little LaLoon. So first things first, where's the clan castle? Where's the queen? You'll notice the clan castle is here in the core, towards the upper right side. Lo and behold, so is the queen. You'll notice she's also standing on top of an air defense. So what a perfect spot to enter this base, and we'll go ahead and figure out how we're gonna kill her. So first of all, the clan castle. After the update, highly recommend taking a lightning spell to deal with the clan castle. I'm not going to call it mandatory, but it's damn close. You're going to want a lightning spell in your army composition to take care of those troops. The only exception being is if it's a cleanup attack and you know what's in there and it's something that's not affected by lightning, such as a dragon. So the golem, where do we drop him on this base? Now, you'll notice that there's a cannon out here. This is external to the base, so we know that the golem, if we drop anywhere in this area here to target this queen, that cannon is going to be the first thing we go to. So in addition to dropping a golem on the outside, one of the first things that you're looking to do is create a funnel for your heroes to actually go in and take out the queen as well as her air defense. So this base, we notice that there's a cannon there. We know our golem's going to walk to it. So what I decided to do is place the golem up here to start. And what that does is it gets the attention of this archer tower for a longer period of time instead of if you were to drop it over here. So what I'm doing is actually providing a little bit of shielding, trying to get the mortar locked onto that golem as well, although the range of that mortar is literally like right here. So if the golem walks sideways, it might not work, but it's going to be enough time for the wizard to create the funnel. So the golem goes down. He's going to target and lock on to this cannon. Now in the process, the first thing that needs to happen is to immediately get your wizards down, and we'll put a wizard right here. The goal is to take out this building, and this building would be ideal. That creates a funnel here that you're not going to be able to break. If you just get a couple of these buildings down, there's a great chance that you can make this archer tower the next building if you can target the king on this this builder hut, and then he'll head in. So wizard number 1 over there. wizard number 2, as the golem makes its approach to the cannon, wizard number 2 can safely take out this building here to create the next part of the funnel. So as that happens, you'll notice you don't want your golem taking too much damage, so maybe a third wizard here to take out the cannon. And then once that that funnel's created, you're going to want to look for any splash damage that could be incoming onto where you want to break the wall. We've identified this portion of the wall as the segment that we want to break with wall breakers. We're going to send 2 wall breakers in, as it is a level 8 wall. We'll take out that wall piece here, and we need to make sure that the splash damage, which the mortar is the only thing in range of that spot, we don't send our wall breakers into mortar fire. So the mortar either needs to be locked onto a golem, or we need to, in between shots, send in the wall breakers to take that piece out. So once that happens, the barracks and the builder hut are the only buildings left standing. You're actually going to go ahead, send in your heroes at this point. The heroes go in and they'll lock onto the queen. Because the archer queen platform is butted up to this wall, she will jump and be standing in that compartment. So if she was further in, say she was in here in the core, you would actually need to bring a jump spell in order to access her position, as well as some wall breakers to break in. So that's going to be kind of the determining factor, what spells you bring. You bring the zap. Everything else you're going to want rage, with the exception of if a jump spell is needed for the queen. So 2 rage, 1 lightning is the minimum for this strategy, and then a jump if you need it to get to the queen. If you don't, another rage will work great. So let's say we are successful. The queen goes down. Your archer queen is able to take down this air defense. Now we need to figure out, how we're going to enter the base here. You've got 3 remaining air defenses still up in the upstanding. So this one, and this one. And you're just going to basically deploy your lava hounds and your balloons in a clockwise or counterclockwise fashion. I call this the rotational deployment method for my lava hounds. So a rotational deployment method means basically you send in your lava hounds, and as far as your lava hounds go, I always recommend taking 1 more lava hound than the number of remaining air defenses when you start your attack. So in this case, we have 3 remaining air defenses, 1, 2, 3, and I've got 4 lava hounds. So that's going to be perfect to tank all the damage necessary. If I was able to take out 2 air defenses, say here and here, you would only need 3 lava hounds to take care of the rest of the base. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to send in lava hound, and we'll try to send it over as much air defending stuff as possible. And when you send that lava hound in, you're going to want to immediately target balloons directly behind it, and you're going to send 2 balloons essentially to each defensive building. And as those 2 balloons come in, they're going to be helped out with a rage spell, and that's where you're going to use your first rage, is getting into that first air defense, something like this. And you're trying to share that rage as much as possible. The key here is to get 2 lava hounds going into the first defense. At no point in time do you want your hounds to die off and your balloons to start taking shots. So there's a great chance, as you work through the base, most common place for seeking air mines, which are the quickest way for your lava hounds to die, those seeking air mines are stacked up on air defenses typically. So get 2 lava hounds into the first air defense, and then after you've deployed your targeted balloons for that particular section of the base. So this particular section here, once the balloons have been deployed, you're going to start sending in another lava hound to the second air defense. And then once that goes in, you're going to again filter in targeted balloons behind that lava hound. 2 to this building, 2 to this building, 2 here, and then the same thing is going to happen on the far side. Use your rage to get your troops, just like this. Use your rage to get your troops to the air defenses, take out those air defenses as quickly as possible, and you want that first group to basically be forced into the core by the second group. So what that means is, if you take a look at kind of sections of the base here, and this is kind of section 1 around the first air defense that you're attacking, this is kind of section 2, and this right here is kind of section 3. So 1, 2, 3. So as the balloons in that first section are moving into the base, and you want to get that second section going before the first air defense goes down, you already want the second air defense under siege, basically. So the balloons in section 2, as you know, let's color code this. So the first balloons to get in, obviously, are these guys here. As these defenses start going down, the nearest buildings are going to be clockwise, and they're going to start pathing this way. Well, if you've got your second set of balloons kind of going in and taking these buildings out, if these buildings are dying, that's going to force this first group into the core. And that core group is important because the expos that are in there, the Teslas that are in there, that's what sinks your raids. Because the rotational part's easy, picking off all of these outer point defenses. It's the inner portion of the base that ends up taking out your balloons at the very end. So let's go ahead, give this raid a watch. We'll kind of walk through it, see exactly how it's done. First thing is the golem goes down. You'll notice the wizard is taking out the left side of the buildings there to create a funnel. Same on the right side. We'll go ahead and get that funnel created. Then the cannon's going to get targeted. Wall breakers come in to open up the wall, and you'll notice the heroes come down right now to basically head into the base. So the first thing that happens is the king and will engage the queen, take her out. The lightning spell comes down on the clan castle troops. Clan castle's taken care of, and you'll notice the king and the queen work their way into the base, and they're taking out that air defense now. So as that's happening, you send in your lava hound to the first air defense. Notice the targeted balloons come in, and the second lava hound is already headed into that first air defense. So targeted balloons are taking everything out. The third lava hound is already on its way in. More targeted balloons. And one thing I didn't mention in the scout is check out the position of the air sweeper. That's going to dictate which side of the base you come into, because the first place you come into, you don't want to be that air sweeper. I'll cover that more in the next couple bases we look at. But last lava hound comes into the air defense. It's tanking everything. The balloons are moving in. I've got one final balloon there to come in and take out that wizard tower, so it's not focused on my clumped up group of balloons. That's something you want to pay attention to, is where your lava hounds where your balloon's going to finish up. And if it's going to be on a wizard tower, you want to get that wizard tower taken care of, because that's how your raid is going to go ahead and get destroyed. So that's a cold-blooded LoLoon, one golem entry, rotational style. So you're going either clockwise or counterclockwise. We're going to use the air sweeper to kind of dictate where exactly we're coming in from, and then which direction we're going. So let's take a look at the next attack. I've had a lot of people ask me, well, hey, Powerbang, your heroes are such high level. We can't do this attack. We couldn't possibly, with our level 10 heroes, execute the same style of strategy. Well, I say you're wrong. Let's go ahead and prove that right now with a couple of our low-level guys. All right, so here's an attack. Granted, if you have lower level heroes, like Lord Penguin here has level 10 and level 6 heroes, obviously not super high. So he's going to attack a base that's a little bit lower level, as you can see, and it's not like you're attacking the same bases that I am. I attack the top Town Hall 9s the other clan has. Guys with the lower heroes in our clan, they're attacking the lower Town Hall 9. So it's not like you're trying to, swing above your, your weight or anything like that. You're just executing the same strategy on lower level defenses. So let's go ahead and check out the scout here. Notice the same thing on this base as we saw in the last base. You'll see that the hero, the queen, is right next to an air defense. So these are the things we're targeting. The clan castle here will come out, but it will come out late. Due to the fact that this wall segment right here is open. So what we're going to do is go ahead, check out the base. You notice the air defenses, they're all kind of centralized. Not in the core, but they're, interior, good distance away from the point defenses. So, things will target them nicely. So the open wall pieces here, this makes it really easy for the golem. You drop a golem and it's going to just walk straight in, and then it's going to path to this next one. So as it's going to path around, no wall breakers necessary. He is going to take a jump spell though, and that jump spell is going to go down right here, and that's going to kind of ensure that his troops get into that second area and take out that that air defense. So that's the goal. Once that's done, he's going to essentially come in the base. He's going to go counterclockwise in this raid, and a lava hound will come into the base, and a second lava hound will come into the base. And you want to send these in at different angles so you can soak up as many traps as possible. You know, you don't always get them, but if you come at different angles, that's going to take out a lot of the seeking air mines and the air traps that basically would otherwise target your balloons. And you don't want your balloons taking the damage. You want your balloons up doing the damage. So lava hounds come in, and then you're going to just see targeted balloons. You know, 2 balloons per defensive structure. And then he's going to have his third lava hound come into that the second air defense there. He has actually brought a kill squad here to help assist his entry. Because of his lower level heroes, he's able to supplement dropping that tank. And he brought 2 witches and some minions to help clean up. So the witches will go down along with the kill squad. That's going to provide distraction and also help with the cleanup on the clan castle troops. So basically you're going to see the same thing in this raid. It's going to be a rotational style. One side of the, you know, the 12 o'clock all the way around here to the 3 o'clock position, targeted balloons the whole way, and then he's going to use his 2 rage spells in this raid, and he's going to help him, you know, into the air defenses. You're going to see something like this, and that's going to be all she wrote. So let's go ahead and check this out and see if this strat does indeed work for a low level guy. Alright, so the Golem comes in. Again, max Golem in the clan castle. That way you can get the most tanking value as possible. You'll see the wizards come out to help create the funnel. And then the Barbarian King is going to destroy the barracks and head in once that funnel's created. Same thing with the Archer Queen. She's headed in. The jump spell goes down. The King gets onto the Archer Queen immediately. He's going to take 3 swings, take her out. Gets his rage going. I'd recommend using the rage a little bit earlier so you're able to use the full you know, damage boost that it has. Lightning spell comes down on the clan castle troops. You want to wait for them to bunch up as much as possible to get that witch taken out, hopefully. But the air defense goes down, and the clan castle gets cleaned up by the Archer Queen. So once that's all done, you know, mission accomplished for the kill squad. He's going to go ahead, send in hounds. Notice the 2 different angles he comes in at. Targeted balloons here to each of the defenses, and then you'll notice the rage spell that he's going to place to help him in and get his balloons going. And then the third lava hound comes into the second air defense there, and rage spell is going to go down as well to help his balloons in. And notice how this first group is forced into the core by the second group who's already started taking out defenses. So targeted balloons come in on the backside here. Everything is kind of taken out at the same time, and then notice that pathing to the remaining defenses. It's like a wave of balloons. Awesome job. Go ahead, fast forward here. But that's how you do it, guys. Just kind of get in, get your initial objective done with your opener, that golem entry along with your heroes. If you can get the queen, get the clan castle, and get an air defense, you need at least 1 air defense. If you can make that happen, this strat's going to work more often than not if you can get your deployment timing correct on your lava hounds. So let's switch gears here. We're going to check out a shattered entry now into a base. What a shattered entry is basically a 2 golem approach. And when you use a 2 golem approach, you want to make sure that you can try to get 2 air defenses down. Now, let's take a look at the top Town Hall 9 base that they had. Had level 20 heroes, but notice the layout of this base. Notice the air defenses on the bottom of the base, right in here. We've got 2 air defenses right next to each other, and then lo and behold, the Archer Queen directly behind them, and then the clan castle right behind that. So this is an awesome, ideal base to use a shattered entry on. You know, you get your 2 golems going in here, but look at how much more value you get as well as you move into this base. You can take out a wizard tower, archer towers, obviously the air defenses, you know, any Teslas that may pop in here, and then more wizard towers. I mean, you can access all of this stuff with all of the tanking power and the heroes that you have. So the key is, first of all, you have less to work with because you have an extra tank. You want to make sure that we don't have less to work with. You've actually dropped a hound, so you only have 3 hounds. What this means is that you have to get both of the air defenses down to have a really good chance at success. If you don't, get both of the air defenses down, it can still be done, but it's a lot harder, admittedly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with one golem on this side, one golem on this side, and that's going to basically tank all of these buildings, and they're going to be targeted on your golems. The key one to focus on here is this wizard tower. That's going to basically attract this wizard's damage to this spot where this golem is. The reason we're splitting the golems like this is so that we can drop in wall breakers onto this wall here. So you're going to take enough wall breakers to get the job done as far as breaking the wall. He was kind enough to leave us one level 8 wall piece right here. So 2 wall breakers will get it done. So I bring 2 wall breakers in the army. We're going to drop them on this wall spot. And then before we do that, though, when the golems are banging this wall, you're going to let them bang for a minute. And you're going to drop a wizard that's going to take out this camp and this camp. That will take out basically create your funnel. Another wizard will go down here, and he'll take out this dark elixir drill, and then hopefully this army camp as well. The army camp isn't as crucial because it's quite a ways away. There's actually a pretty good gap here between these buildings. So if we can just get these buildings down, we've got a funnel created here, and that will get your heroes into the base here. So once we've broken in, we drop the heroes. The first buildings they target are these here, and then they move into the base. And then once that's happened, we've identified that in this base the queen is sunk pretty deep, as well as the air defenses, so a jump spell is going to come in really handy. I'm going to drop a jump spell right here, and that's going to allow my heroes, once they get in, they're going to go right here and then engage the queen, who will jump over this wall, because you see she is butted up against the wall here. Her platform is right up against it. So she's going to jump the wall, stand in this area. This is where my king will engage her, and in addition to that, we're going to get this air defense taken out, this air defense taken out, and the clan castle will be pouring out as well. So as the clan castle is pouring out, you're going to see lightning spell. The lightning spell will come down right here, hopefully take out those troops. The archer queen will finish up on whatever the clan castle does not die, and then we're going to go ahead and start the remainder of the raid. Now you'll notice that the air defenses on the bottom are taken out, so we only have 2 left. So you're going to send in 2 lava hounds to the first air defense, and you're going to have your last lava hound for the last air defense. So what I do is come in different angles, something like this, soak up some traps. So with the lava hounds, we're going to be on that first air defense, and then you're just going to target balloons. That's it. Target the balloons in behind. 2 per defense building. The only exception to that's the Expo, which typically those are in the core, so you don't have to worry about it. And then use your rage spells to help them along. Notice the air sweeper in this base. We decided to come in. We have a choice of which side we can come in here. We can come in on the northwest side, so northwest up here, and we can start at this air defense first, or we can come in on the southeast side. That would be over here. Now obviously I've chosen the southeast side because look at the position of the air sweeper. That is going to basically cover this particular area. Let's go ahead and pull it up. There we go. This air sweeper covers something about like this. So do you really want to attack with your balloons straight into this area to start off? Well, no. Why would you do that? Come from the other side, and as you're rotating around this way, counterclockwise on this base, the balloons are going to come in here and then path in here, and they're going to hit this air sweeper and take it out without ever really having any shots fired. And at that point, you can drop in, your loons over here. Once the loons come in on the backside, you don't have to worry about those big bursts of air pushing them off track, and that's basically how it works. So the only difference really on the Shattered versus the Cold-Blooded, the Shattered has an additional golem, and you're only trying to pick up some more value on your entry into the base. So 2 air defenses is the goal here. The queen, the clan castle, and then obviously all of this extra junk around is bonus. So let's go ahead, check out the raid. Remember, the first thing that happens is the golems come down and bang on the wall for a minute. The funnel's created by the wizards. Notice the wizards that will come out right away, and they're going to start creating that funnel. Once the funnel is kind of in process, the wall breakers are going to come down. the wall breakers break into the base, and by this time the funnel's created, and we can drop our heroes onto the remaining buildings, and they're going to head into the base. So the 2 golems are out front tanking all of the damage. That's by design. That's what we want. Jump spell is going to come down now, and that's going to allow access to the queen. You'll notice she just jumps the wall. The king is going to go engage her. A lot of incoming damage there. It's actually surprising. He goes down pretty quickly, but the queen still goes down. Your archer queen is taking care of the clan castle troops after the lightning spell didn't quite finish them all off. The clan castle troops are down. We'll go ahead and pause it. Notice all of the value that we've already got before, you know, we send in any troops. We've got both air defenses are taken down. We've got 3 archer towers, a wizard tower, the queen, the clan castle, and we're going to get more too. Check out this wizard tower here. Check out this expo here pointed to air. And check out this Tesla. All of these are going to go down as well just from your kill squad. So that's what the value is of having these golems out there to tank. Shifting gears though, you'll notice the lava hounds come down and targeted balloons coming in right behind to get on those initial buildings. So see the targeted balloons. You'll notice the rage spell is going to help those balloons get in to that first air defense. Perfect rage. You'll notice that the next hound is already on its way in, and the balloons are working their way into that air sweeper position. The third lava hound comes down. It kind of overtakes the balloons, locks onto that air defense. The sweeper's taken down. Only 1 burst of air was gotten off by that sweeper, and then the back end balloons come in here to take out the remaining defenses. The lava pups is what you're going to use for the cleanup process. All the defenses are now down. Everything is taken care of. Obviously, there's 1 cannon left, but that's how it's done, guys. Get your initial entry done. Take out 2 air defenses. The queen, clan castle. That's your goal. If it doesn't work, you kind of default back to the two lava hounds on the first air defense, and then 1 on the second air defense. And then you just try to make do on that last air defense as best as possible. You try to time it right to where you can get that 3-star anyways. But that's how it works. Let's check out one more attack. I'm going to go through this one quickly, and this is basically another haha I told you so to those that say you cannot do this strat with low level heroes. I beg to differ. Let's go ahead and check out Prince Henry's attack on number 19 here. He's going to bring a Shattered GoLaLoon towards this base. Now this base, due to the weird air defense positions, he's decided to bring a Shattered GoLaLoon, but what he's going to get is not 2 air defenses, but he is going to get 1 air defense. He's going to get the queen, but he's also going to get this air sweeper, which is big. He's going to get an expo. He's going to get a wizard tower, an archer tower, probably another archer tower, the queen, the clan castle, and that's going to be maybe he might get the wizard tower too. Depends on how his heroes do. But that is a lot of stuff to get with just that initial entry. So he's going to have 3 lava hounds left over, and due to the proximity of both of these air defenses to each other, he's going to basically get those down pretty quickly. We'll go over that when we get to that point. So with this, he's going to bring no lightning spell. He's decided to take on the clan castle with no lightning spell, which you can opt to do. I don't necessarily recommend it, but I wanted to show you guys, even at low levels, it is possible to get this done and be successful with lower level heroes. So he's got level 10 king, level 10 queen. Again, you're attacking bases. He's attacking his mirror here, and they have low level heroes as well, so it works out. You don't have to stress about hitting the top town hall 9s if that's not what you are. So he's going to send his golems in. Drop a jump spell right here. His golems are both going to go into this particular spot and take that jump spell. A Tesla will pop here. They're going to finish with that Tesla and then jump in and start the tanking process. Now, as they're moving in, you're going to notice wizards come out. And the wizards, their point, remember, is to create the funnel. So if we take out these buildings here, take out these buildings here, we've got a nice funnel that's going to go straight into this jump spell. So that's the goal there. 2 golems go in. Once the funnel's created, then the heroes will follow. Heroes are going to go straight in. The goal here, remember, is basically this whole compartment of defenses in addition to the queen and the clan castle. So once that's done, there's no sweeper to worry about, so he can come into this base wherever he wants. Now, he's going to come in from the top because he has basically 3 tanks remaining for 3 air defenses. But when he comes into the top, these are close in proximity, so he's able to do something like this and then target the balloons in behind, and he's going to basically do the same thing, rotate around this base counterclockwise and target the balloons into these, you know, defense buildings as he goes around. The rages will help him. 3 rages for a Lava Hound attack is a lot. You're going to be able to cover all the remaining air defenses that way. Very, very dominant way to, you know, take out the base via the air. So let's go ahead and check out this raid. Then we'll wrap up this, you know, how-to video. 2 golems are going to come down, head in towards his, you know, initial spot. They redirect. He wanted a little bit more of a spread there to get a funnel created. Tesla pops unexpectedly. No big deal. The funnel still works because this cannon up here is focused on his golem. So the funnel's created, and then he's going to go ahead and send in his king and his queen, and they're going to head into this base. So the king's going to hop the wall here, take out some buildings. So he's locked onto the queen already. The ability gets used. She goes down. The clan castle is getting work done on them. They're hitting the golems, which is going to allow this single little wizard in there to do some serious work. The queen uses her ability to try to speed things up, takes out some defenses. That single wizard took out the entire clan castle with the exception of the witch, and he's working on that witch now. So the archer queen's going to go ahead and take that out. You'll notice the hounds at this point are headed into the top air defense. Targeted balloons come in. The second hound is on its way now to that second air defense. That's going to basically get the first hound pops here. You'll notice it's going to be shooting balloons, but not for long because he had enough up there to overpower it. And that's kind of the adjustment that he had to make due to having, you know, 3 tanks for 3 air defenses. Again, playing catch up on that second air defense, the hound goes down. The third air defense takes a seeking air mine, and then he's catching up right now. He's got 1 more rage spell left. His balloons are making their way around the base. And last rage spell goes down, takes out the final air defense, and he's got his archer queen just now goes down from the entry. She's been in there the whole time, took out the town hall. You know, that's a lot of value for that initial kill squad. None of that could be done with only 1 golem. That was a shattered entry. Got a lot of value there, and then he's going to go ahead, clean up the rest of his base. He's got pups working all down the side. Remember, the pups are your cleanup troops, so don't worry about the cleanup troops. You're going to use your Lava Hound pups once they explode. So that's how it's done, guys. The shattered entry, the cold-blooded entry that we went over earlier. Remember, the cold-blooded is 1 golem entry. The shattered is 2 golem entry, and the goal for the cold-blooded is typically going to be to take out 1 air defense, the queen, the clan castle troops, and the shattered entry you're going to try to pick up that extra air defense and maybe a few more surrounding buildings in order to basically help your raid along further. So remember, rule of thumb, always take 1 more tank than you have air defenses. So Lava Hounds, you know, if you can take 4 against 3 air defenses, you're going to be sitting real pretty more often than not. And the same thing on the shattered entries. If you got 2 golems, take out 2 air defenses, that means there's 2 left. If you can keep 3 hounds to put on those two air defenses, you're going to be looking real good. So hopefully you guys have found this guide useful. You know, after the update, things are going well. I think I've 3-starred every single Lava Hound attack that I've made. The air sweepers are not playing a huge factor at this point. It's just a matter of kind of controlling your point of entry into the base. The problems that you're going to run into on most bases after the update are people stacking their traps on places that they know you will enter the base from. So that's the biggest thing, and that's why it's important to send in that second Lava Hound to the first air defense so it can soak up those traps and then still have a tank once the first one explodes. So that's going to be it, guys, for this guide. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Tune in next time. We'll go ahead and do some more strategy stuff with you. This is Powerbang. I'm signing out. Till next time.